Thank you for joining us today. We are meeting with our prevention and education team to talk about one of our newest programs called TACO. We're also going to check in with one of the students who's benefited from the program. I just appreciate all three of you being here today. It's not often we get a youngster, so that's going to be kind of fun. I know you're going to talk a little bit here, Addison, but we'll start with Brittany. Can you just explain to us what is TACO and what's the curriculum all about?
Yes, so TACO stands for Teaching About Caring for Others, and it's really about what it means to care for friends, for classmates, and really just starting to talk about the foundation of caring relationships. So that's really what it's all about, is just trying to build those kind of building blocks of those foundations of relationships.
So this TACO is actually a CVIC brainchild of your team. How and why did we create it?
I would say there was definitely a need within the schools as far as education from teachers who would want like friendships within like K through third grade. They would ask us like, do you have anything for that? And we would say no, because the youngest we'd had was fourth grade. And then I would say from a parent lens, like I'm a parent, this is my daughter Addison, and it's hard to talk about friendships and trying to get them to think about like kind behaviors. When a friend's being unkind, like this is what you can do. So if a parent is just saying that, but the school's not saying that, teachers aren't saying that, then it's just not reinforced enough.
I think it's so great that you listen to the educators too and parents about what was missing. So Ciera, talk to us about the curriculum because it's really creative. It's so fun to hear you kind of describe some of the topics that are covered.
So the curriculum really goes into a lot of discussion. It's a lot of, well, what do you think about this? There's a story that we read that we talk about a situation between friends and how they solved it. Just getting to really be hands-on with it every day too. So when they do an activity, we always encourage them to take it home, and I give them homework, and it's to do something kind every day after a session, and it's also to show their family what they worked on. The foundation is really just how do we treat other people and helping them recognize that when they're young, and it's only gonna continue to stick.
So how does a session typically look like?
As I mentioned earlier, I said this was my daughter Addison, and she actually went through TACO with Ciera, and so I'm going to ask her just a few questions to talk about this session. So do you remember what KIND stands for?
Kindness is needed daily.
And then when we do KIND, we have our two fingers, right? Do you remember what they stand for? Can you show me?
Yourself and others.
Yep, and what do we do with those fingers?
Hug.
They hug, and we need that, right? For others and ourselves, and we got to do it daily. Good job. Do you want to tell me your favorite thing about TACO? Like your favorite activity?
When we made the taco, that was my favorite.
Yes. Can you tell me one kind thing that you do?
Help people feel better.
That's amazing. Proud of you. Should we let Ciera tell us a little bit more about what TACO looks like? Okay.
Okay. So usually a session of TACO, it's very loud, it's very fun. There's usually 2 or 3 activities in every session too. So we'll talk up at the front for maybe 5 minutes, they'll go do an activity. We'll talk about the activity they did and go back, and it's really fun to see those moments of like it sticking. So I taught a session of TACO. I came back for the next session, I think it was a few days later, and the teacher had brainstormed with the kids all the kind things that they had done in the last couple days. So they were taking this curriculum and bringing it into their days too. And that teacher was also just really phenomenal. But it was really fun to see that the teachers are buying into it. And when they buy into it, the kids buy into it. And it's what it's all for, so.
What do you hope the biggest takeaway is that kids get out of this?
I think the biggest thing is just kind of like Brittany mentioned, that it starts young. You know, kids are you're little sponges. Like you soak up everything. And so these behaviors that you're learning now about how to be a good friend and just how to treat people in general, whether they're your friend or someone that you walk by on the sidewalk, like it's gonna stick.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Ciera said. I'm hoping that through Taco, we can teach these healthy behaviors and kind behaviors young, and they're getting that messaging through parents, through the schools, and now through CVIC, and it's reinforced through all those different avenues. And so hopefully when they're older, those behaviors will just carry over into all those different types of relationships.
Appreciate you doing this, and school's starting soon, so we get to have more great stories to share. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.